Yeah. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be, whatever the time clock is. On schedule today, Monday. And today we're going to do a recap on our daily sports report and Arsenal fans from all over the world. I dedicate this one to you because they don't know how we feel inside right now. Beating Newcastle United, eh? Ah, Don Robbie, it's time. Sir Laurie. Oh, uh, what a performance by my football club over the weekend. Martin Odegaard. Jesus Christ, what a performance by the little maestro from Norway. Ah, art on display on the grass, bro. That first goal, ridiculous. Oh my God. To all the naysayers, to the doubters, to those with the hypocrites, eh, who those who were on Sky Sports, number 9, you know who you are. When Ian Wright got up and did that celebration on the first goal, priceless moments. Oh my God. Chronnixx telling for me, eh, uh. To the Manchester United fans, huh? We saw the scoreline. You got hammered by West Ham United. 1-0. Eh. Birama. Alhamdulillah. Yes. And also, I gotta touch all the in the intro. And to the Leicester fans, you guys know you're going down, right? I just saw the scoreline. Fulham, 5-3. It was not meant to be. You're going down, down, down. And Leeds United, when you face Newcastle United, I want you guys to emulate the Arsenal. You have a chance now. It's a break tie. 30 points. 30 points at the bottom. Fight for survival. Uh. Oh, folks, I love this introduction. Let's go. Martin Odegaards have broken the record Frank Lampard set in 2009 and 10. 13 goals scored in the Premier League outside the box. Our player from the Arsenal, our maestro, our captain, 14 goals without no penalty. He broke Frank Lampard's record yesterday, bro. Let the ball a ball, bro. Ah, ah. And long and let me. Woo! What a performance by the Arsenal. Oh my God. Uh. Respect to Mikel Arteta for the substitutions that you did. And then thank you for starting Jorginho. He brought that experience that he gained from Chelsea and Napoli. Glued the midfield together like we wanted. Doing the opposite of Thomas Partey. Of what he's been doing over the last 4 games. Again, Mikel Arteta. There is a reason why I choose you to lead this club forward. 21 years of knowledge. Arsene Wenger's Pepsi Cola from Manchester City combined together as one. Arsenal, this guy is our manager. Yesterday, he restored the faith in me and all the gunners out there. And on that note, today we're going to begin our show. And let us begin, folks. And they don't know how we're feeling. Oh. Good afternoon, my fans. Well, those who are my fans and foes, it doesn't matter because why? I like to entertain everybody all over the world. Let's begin with the fighting results from the weekend. And I would like to start with the boxing result. It was a shocking result. For those of you who had the privilege to watch Canelo Alvarez fight in Guadalajara, Mexico, it was a pleasure to see Canelo handle his business in front of his hometown. By the way, that stadium where he fought, there is a boxing complex right next to it. This is where he started his career. So at the age of 32, it was a thrill to see the greatest Mexican boxer of this generation, not of all time. To me, Julio Cesar Chavez is the greatest Mexican pugilist of all time. I cannot put anyone above this guy. Canelo is very good, but again, Canelo proved to me over the weekend what David Benavidez been saying, what the boxing world been saying, what boxing fans been saying like me, that dude, you have lost a step in the Hollywood thing. You spent too much time in the lights and the glam and the limelights. Yes, you want to promote your stuff. I get it. You want to be this new version of Oscar de la Hoya and be super famous in America. But it takes away from your performance in the ring. The reason I'll say this is that when Canelo first started, this young man had that raw passion for the game. He used to like finish fighters off. Except when he started to take on guys like Triple G, the real fighters, like the Bivol. That's when we started to see Canelo's game exposed. And on Saturday night, I was up all night watching the match until like 4 o'clock in the morning. And Ryder is actually a very tough fighter. And I'm not gonna give him any praise because I've never seen the guy fight before. It was my first time watching him. But I'll give him his propers on being tough. After being knocked down 2 times, he got up, even though he had a broken nose, bleeding all over himself and Canelo's shoes and gloves. He toughed it out for 12 rounds, which was even the people from Guadalajara that were disappointed from Canelo because if you guys watch the entire match, this was one of the greatest entrants in my top five, instantly in my top five as one of the greatest entrances in boxing history. But he let his people down in Guadalajara on Cinco de Mayo weekend because people were expecting a knockout, as I expected a knockout before round 10th, and he knocked them down before the eighth and ninth round. But Canelo, just like David Benavidez been saying, we respect you, but you don't have enough power to knock me out. And David Benavidez, as we all know, he's a knockout artist, both hands. He have that hammer of Thor on both hands. And Canelo have a mean right hand, which he used to knock Ryder down twice, but he could not put the exclamation point on the fight to beat the bookies. And the house won. And I congratulations to Vegas and the sports books for cleaning out all your pockets out there. Because why? Me, I did say in my last report that if it was going to be a 12th round decision, Canelo was going to win all 12 rounds, which he did from the beginning to the end of the fight. But we all wanted a knockout. He failed to deliver on that, unlike David Benavidez. Now, let us proceed to my report on the UFC. And the three big fights that we had, I'm going to start with the ladies, Xiaonan and Jessica Andrade. Now, for those of you who are watching the match live, as I did, and I would like to say from the get-go, I did not feel the vibe from Jessica Andrade. She came out there like I don't know if you guys can go watch the replay, and the way she came out was more like she came out there very uncharacteristic. Normally she come out there like a smile on the face, like touching the crowd's hands, like you know how we do when MMA, like when you come out, you have to like spread your arms and then you shake both hands of the crowd. She came out there like on some mindset as if she was going to dominate Xiaonan. And I warned you guys that this lady been training with Uriah Faber and Tim Alpha Male. In another word, she have good Muay Thai, good wrestling, but most importantly, great boxing, which is very important for the stand-up game because you can read your opponent's eye coordination, the shoulders, the elbows, on the forearm especially. And then she did exactly the way she set up Jessica Andrade for that knockout. It was a thing of beauty. It was she looked down to the toes, which is basic. Have you guessing? Because she been taking heavy wrestling classes lately. And Jessica Andrade took the bait. She looked down and then she curled up like this. When she curled up like this, she went and gave that side of the jaw, the right side. And then guess what was coming, folks? That left hook. And that sweet left hook, or overhand left would have done the job to the temple. But that jaw was exposed, and next thing you know, it was a went ba ba. Good night. That lady was face first on the canvas, which was a shocker to me because I was expecting a knockout in the main event, which I didn't get. Now, congratulations to Shannon, which perfectly set up in the ladies strawweight division for one of the biggest and it's first of its kind because it's going to be an all Chinese affair when she faces Chao Li. This fight may take place in Beijing or Hong Kong or Macau, depends on how their government decides. And Dana White, as I was listening to him yesterday, he said that this is already in the book. Guaranteed they're gonna have the fight between these two ladies. Congratulations to you and your faculties. Now moving on to the co-main event, and I was very disappointed. As you guys know, I like Gilbert Burns a lot, one of my favorite Brazilian fighters. And but I have to go with my boy Mr. Bilal Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, he got the job done. The last 10 matches in the UFC, this guy's been on a tear since the pandemic, just whooping ass. Bilal have won 10 matches straight, okay? And on Saturday night, he put the exclamation points to get his title shot from Kobe Covington or Leon Edwards. It's confirmed by Dana White. It's going to happen, whether it's in London or Vegas. We're going to have a title match. Bilal Mohammed, congratulations to you, sir. What a performance. That left kick, my God. Your Muay Thai was on full display. He brought the pain. Gilbert's arm gave up on him in the match. There is nothing he could do. I watched Gilbert Burn cringe. In round three, he was trying to protect the left arm. Bilal kept ripping them kicks. And then he tried to protect the right. And then that right left arm went numb. And his bicep went numb. When a fighter go like this, every time you get a kick, that means you are showing your opponent that you are in pain. And of course, in the world of combat, especially when it comes to MMA, whenever you go like, ooh, it's like, okay, now I'm about to give you the full business. And it was a clean 5 round dominance by Bilal Mohammed. There was no room here for the ref to do any overturn on the decisions. So Bilal clean Gilbert's clock out. Now Gilbert, now you got to go back to the gym. And one thing you have to do now is take a break. I would like you to take from 3 to 6 months. Do not take a fight in between that time because you have to fully recover and you're still in the title hunt. You just have to win your next match to get back in the game. You may get to face Bilal again, but you have to take a break, bro. You're not a robot. You are a human. And at 36 years old, all these matches that you are taking on short notice is going to take a toll on your body. Be with your family, be with your 2 sons, be with your wife, recover. You'll come back. Now, moving on to the main event. As I promised you guys, you are going to see a high level Greco-Roman wrestling match, which you did. My fighters delivered. And as you can see, Henry Cejudo kept his word. He was going to deliver without no ring rust, which he did. And I would say, congratulations to Aljamain Sterling, respect. Aljamain Sterling dominated the first round, clean and undisputedly did so. But round three went to Henry Cejudo. Now, I don't know on which planet these judges were watching this bout, or if these assholes were blind to see. This guy had 2 takedowns, put him up against the cage, grind him up a bit, took him down again. But according to the UFC judges, that's the way they judge their matches. They said that Aljamain Sterling won round three. Okay, but again, it's UFC decision, and Aljamain Sterling won round two. Could be disputed in the court of MMA if there is such a thing, or Zuffa, I would say. Round one, round two, and round five is where Aljo beat him. And congratulations for Aljamain Sterling, and still the UFC champion in the featherweight division. But on the negative side, this have to be addressed. There was a little scruffle that went in the interview in the post-match in the octagon when Joe Rogan was trying to interview Aljamain Sterling, and then they called Sean O'Malley inside the octagon to promote the next match because he's next in line for a title shot. A lot of BS went on. And the UFC is not the modern day wrestling guys. If you guys gonna come in the cage to promote a fight, make sure you professionally do so, okay? Because the world is watching. Don't forget, kids watch this stuff, and this stuff was not good for the brand. Grabbing each other by the neck, and Merab, you funny my guy. This guy wore the jacket, the Michael Jackson jacket O'Malley bought in the ring. But either way, they had the press conference which I watched. This fight will happen, and it's going to be between O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling for the featherweight title at 135. And I believe that after this fight, if Aljamain Sterling win, I expect him to move up to 145 and the super lightweight. So I cannot wait for this match to happen in September. It's not gonna happen in July because we're too close to July. It's gonna happen in September for sure before we moving into fall. And as for the news with Usman and Islam Kimaev, again, it's just a rumor. So far, we don't have a concrete report for that bout. We're still gonna stay put. But when we do, and I will be the first one to let you know on my podcast, and you'll find out anyway to the MMA sites. And that's it. And that's all I have for the fighting reports. And let me jump to my next segment, which is football. So for English football result, before I get to English football, I would like to start with the other leagues. And over the weekend, I had the privilege to watch one of the biggest football matches in the history of French football. I was watching Montpellier versus Olympique Lyonnais, which I like very much. I like Lacazette. And Lacazette scored 4 goals in that game. But I would like to also give respect to the young man Wehi from Montpellier. This kid scored 4 goals against a tough club like Lyon. What a performance, my guy. And a lot of big European clubs going to start looking at this kid. His name is, let me see what your name is again. Ba- 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 da- da- da. Wehi, that's his name if I'm not mistaken. The scoreline was 5-4. One of the biggest scoreline in Europe this season. Nine goals scored between the two clubs, and this kid was unbelievable. His name is Wahi, W-A-L-E Wahi, 20 years old, French born. Elie Wahi, African descent. This kid was on a tear. Pretty sure a big club is gonna look at your profile. And if I'm Montpellier, I would take advantage of this either this summer or next winter because this kid have potential to become one of next Europe's deadliest strikers like Victor Osimhen. Confidence. He's very straight to the point. This guy scored 2 nutmeg goals, by the way, in that match. But Alexander, like with experience, Lyon came back and won the match with a last-minute penalty. Congratulations to Lacazette. You know how we say. Once you are an Arsenal player, you are forever a gunner. And respect to Alexander Lacazette. And congratulations to AC Milan. I watched that game. That was a brilliant performance. And the goal from Theo Hernandez from the French national team. I am asking Mikel Arteta to pay attention to this guy. This is a play because Zinchenko he does not do it for me. Everybody's pointing fingers at Thomas Partey for a lack of performance in the mid park over the last 5 games. Yes, but let's point our finger at Zinchenko as well. This man played like a bum bro against Newcastle United, sliding all over the pitch. That's not how you defend. Funny that teach him how to like go forward and play in the midfield to tug in. I'm not saying that we cannot keep him. Arsenal fans, this is the reason why we should not sell Kiriantini. We should not sell Kiriantini at all. We should go to AC Milan and propose a swap between Zinchenko for Theo Hernandez. I like this guy very much. He can attack, he can defend, and he's not a player to wander in the midfield when he's attacking. He like to track back, pay attention, and cover the left center back, which Gabriel Magalhaes really need help because it don't make sense for Granit Xhaka to drop back when Zinchenko is wandering up front doing God knows what. And then yesterday he got caught with his pants off by what's his name from Newcastle United, Danny Murphy. Almost cost us a game. If it wasn't for Aaron Ramsdale, you could have cost me the game. So Theo Hernandez from AC Milan, he should be a player that we look to propose a transfer for Zinchenko for him. So Mikel Arteta, please keep this into consideration. So after this, I would like to say Campione, congratulations to Napoli. The party was vibe. History fun facts for Napoli. 33 years since Diego Armando Maradona left Naples, won him the Il Calcio and the Europa Cup. A player they bought at that time for 14 to 12 million euros. And now Victor Osimhen was the biggest name they bought since Diego Armando Maradona, and Napoli is now reaping the benefits. Champions, and I hope you guys keep it up for years to come to challenge Juventus, AC Milan, and of course Internazionale and the other teams and Il Calcio. Il Calcio is back, and I'm so proud of you guys. Congratulations, Napoli. Congratulations. And moving on to La Liga, there was no La Liga action this weekend. However, there was a Copa del Rey final. And again, what else is new? Real Madrid became champion by beating Osasuna, as they say in Spain, Osasuna, 2-1. And your goal scorers was, and I believe it was Rodrigo who scored the double, the heir to Cristiano Ronaldo at Real Madrid. Number 21, congratulations. Now, moving on to the Bundesliga. Jude Bellingham, folks. Jude Bellingham again. Everybody know when it comes to the English squad, I love me Jude Bellingham. Since 2 years ago, this kid moved to Germany, and he's been on a tear since he left Birmingham. To the Liverpool fans, you will not be happy about this. I know he did make a promise that Liverpool was his childhood dream or something like that. Let me tell you something when it comes to Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't care about your childhood dream. They don't care about that. When they see a player, this is the reason why we call them Los Galacticos, the Galactic Empire in football. They don't care about your dreams, your aspiration. I would like to play for my dream team one day when I'm older. They don't care about that. If they see a player they like, they simply acquire. You don't believe me? Go ask Kamavinga from Rennes. Did Kamavinga want to play for Paris Saint-Germain at one point? What happened to Kamavinga now? Where is he playing? In Real Madrid. He already won two La Ligas, one Champions League, now a Copa del Rey, and a World Club trophy. Jude Bellingham will be one of Real Madrid's greatest players, the English Zinedine Zidane version of England. Okay? This guy will be a Madrid player whether you like it or not. At Arsenal, I'm disappointed we didn't get him. And Lord knows that the Chronnixx were not going to spend over 120 million pounds. It's an absurd fee, plus tax because he's English, and the total would have been like 150 million pounds to bring him to North London. It's okay. Unlike the other people who are mad that they didn't get Jude Bellingham, yeah, I'm happy for you. And over the weekend, this guy scored one of the goal of the year. Go watch the Borussia Dortmund game. And when Jude Bellingham struck that long distance goal, that was one of the best goals I've ever seen against Wolfsburg. And the scoreline was 6-0. Borussia Dortmund is trailing Bayern Munich by 1 point. And we all know the outcome that if Bayern keep it steady, with only like 4 games left, I think, Bayern should have the Bundesliga wrapped up. But if they make a mistake, as I want Manchester City to do, to give me a chance to win the league because I'm trailing them by 1 point, we are in the same situation at Borussia Dortmund. One slip from Manchester City in 2 games, we got them. But highly unlikely it's going to happen because of that cyborg of a player they have in Erling Haaland. But again, congratulations to Jude Bellingham. I wish you good luck in Real Madrid with your career. Now, let's jump in to the Premier League. And you know that I'm going to address the Manchester United fans before I get on the other teams. Manchester United fans, you arrogant pricks who's been running your mouths at the Arsenal. You know who I'm talking to. The one that's been on the rant talking about like, Arsenal is this, mate. Arsenal is this, mate. You could not even beat West Ham, bro. What happened there? Marcus Rashford been shooting blank, like I said, folks, over the last 2 months. This guy cannot even score a single tapping for United over the bar. You guys have a goalkeeper called David De Gea. I've been telling you guys it is time that you guys part ways with him. Send him back to Spain. There is a rumor in Italy, in Roma, that Jose Mourinho wants to buy him. This is the part where you sell him in June or July. You guys need a new goalkeeper. Manchester United, I'm warning you again. Your goalkeeper is trash. David De Gea, even at 32 years old, is past his prime. He's behaving like a Manuel Neuer at the age of 34, 35 years old. You guys know who he is if you watch the Bundesliga very closely. This is why they had to get Sommer to replace him at Bayern. They can see he's on a decline. So is De Gea. That shot from Berama From that distance, you could have caught that or slap it away from the net, De Gea. Instead, you tap it into your own net. He's done. Rinse. He's done. Flex. Or he's done. KG. He's done. It is time for you guys to buy a new goalkeeper. And if you want a suggestion, I have a goalkeeper for you guys. He played for Atletico Madrid. And you know who he is. Go get that guy at Atletico Madrid. He's been number two in La Liga for a long time, and this guy is at his prime at the age of 30 years old now. You know who he is? If you watch football, I don't have to tell you who his name is. Go to buy, what's his name, Zerblak or Zublak. Go buy him now at Atletico Madrid and tell Eric Ten Bag or Ten Hag or whatever your name is, go buy that guy at Atletico Madrid to replace David De Gea. The man is trash and he's costing you important games. You guys may miss the top four because of this. Okay? Liverpool is trailing you guys, if I'm not mistaken, by 1 point. It's 63 points to 62. Okay? Liverpool will make it to the top four as predicted. I told you guys, United will curl and Liverpool will make it to the top four. Remember, I said this. With 4 games left and 3 games left in the season for certain teams, before the month ends, I guarantee you, Liverpool will make it to the top four. United will make it to the Europa League. You will not qualify for the Champions League with your goalkeeper, who is a fraud, bro. This guy is a fraud. He's done. He's washed. Done. Get him out, Manchester United. Sell him to AS Roma and replace him with Dublak or whatever his name is for Atletico Madrid. And surprise win of the weekend came from Chelsea. I did not see that coming when Chelsea beat. Who did Chelsea beat over the weekend again? They defeated Bournemouth. And a lot of people picked Bournemouth to upset Chelsea. Nah, score was 3-1. And João Felix actually inked his name for the third goals. Respect. The Manchester City beat Leeds United 2-1. Tottenham beat Crystal Palace. That was a very surprising scoreline because I was expecting Crystal Palace to upset Tottenham. And these idiots won the game 1-0. And congratulations to them, the annoying ones. And a surprising scoreline. Wolverhampton beating Aston Villa. That was a shock to me because I was expecting Villa to beat Wolves. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, congratulations to the Wolverhampton teams. You won 1-0. You should now be in a good position to secure your spot in the relegation conversation at 40 points, sitting above Bournemouth, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Everton, and Leicester City, Leeds, and Southampton. When you come to teams going down into the relegation, I expect Southampton to go down. I expect Leeds to go down. I expect Leicester City to go down because Everton just salvaged themselves by beating Brighton. A big surprise today, which put them at 32 points behind Nottingham Forest. Now, to go back to the fixtures over the weekend in the Premier League. On Sunday, my game, the Arsenal. How does it feel? There is an expression that's not the one that you guys know, the Magpie one. When a man seeks vengeance, you dig 2 graves. One for the person you want to get your vengeance on, and the other one is for you. I buried Newcastle United in their own backyard. Proper. Being led by the majestic, the wonderful, the marvelous, I call him now the Martin Cadillac Odegaard, that guy. I have seen some players come to Arsenal in our midfield and they are talking in the attacking rank and perform. Robert Pires, respect. Freddie Jonsbergs / wingers, respect. Cesc Fabregas left Arsenal to go back to Barcelona back in 2010. He was displeased with the signings that we were making. He was not happy with the formation Wenger was putting on display before the matches, and this was one of the main reasons why Cesc left Arsenal. He was given all the responsibility Even though we had Thomas Rosicky from Borussia Dortmund at that time to help him, and Alexander Kleb, who failed to overperform when he was there at Arsenal, the whole weight was put on Cesc Fabregas at a young age, at the age of 21, 22 years old. For those of you who disrespect Martin Odegaard, you are forgetting that this guy was already primed to be the next Leo Messi at the age of 11. There is a reason why Real Madrid was scouting this kid at the age of 11. I've only seen Madrid done this to two players. Di Stefano, who's their legend, and Alexander Odegaard. People are forgetting that this guy was a Galactico born to be. Arsenal, we got lucky and signed them in the pandemic while there was an economical recession and all over the globe. We had the luck. We got this guy for 30 million pounds. This is a footballer who's worth 80 million pounds or more. We robbed the bank like Jesse James without a ski mask on, bro, and got away with it in the pandemic. He shocked me on how good he adapted to the Premier League. In the pandemic, there was no fans playing, so I did not really pay attention to it, even though he was on loan. He went back to Madrid to his parent club, and we brought him back. Arteta convinced him, if you come back to London, I will make you captain of this football club, which he did and kept his word. And you will be developed under my tutelage and become one of the best players in England. This guy broke Frank Lampard's record, 14 goals to 13 that was previously set. I don't know if it's in the Norwegian diet. These guys are breaking record. Haaland broke the Alan Shearer record in the striking department. Odegaard broke the midfielder record by scoring goals from long distance without taking the PK. Now he's above Kevin De Bruyne. Bro, we may not win the league, but I can see where we're heading. With Declan Rice coming in, with Zubimendi signing up, with the Moises Caicedo rumors, we're not going to sign him. According to what I know here, we're going to sign most definitely Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Thank you, Mikel Arteta. Thank you very much. We got our players that we needed for the midfield. Now we are complete. And one more thing I would like Arsenal to do is to avoid selling Jorginho. Folks, against Newcastle United, you could see experience on display. Jorginho is a midfield defensive genius, and he does it effortlessly, unlike Thomas Partey, who overthink things. You cannot have two players overthinking in the midfield core. Granit Xhaka performed well against Newcastle United. I would like to give you a full respect. You did a fantastic job. Even though you stayed on the ground a bit too much, I don't like that. Kind of make us look bad and weak in the midfield. But that block you did to prevent Newcastle from scoring that goal, it made up for everything that you did negatively yesterday. Again, we all know Granit Xhaka. He will gossip a bit much. When I was watching this game, I was screaming on the top of my lung, please stop arguing, get back. And Jorginho grabbed him by the collar with the experience that he had, because Granit Xhaka is 30 years old. Gino is like 32 years old. He grabbed him by the collar. He said, get back in the midfield in your position and retreat immediately. You are being set up by Newcastle United, who are targeting you and targeting all our players, along with the aid of that referee. I don't know if this man was on the take or paid to do this. We were being bullied from the beginning of the game with elbows. I have never seen this much elbow since The Rock left the WWE, bro. People elbowing people. The worst one was when they got Gabriel Jesus by the temple, and he fell right in front of Mikel Arteta. The FA will have to look at this game and review it with their VAR system to punish this referee. Not the Newcastle players. This is the Premier League. I enjoy the toughness of it, because this will force the Arsenal players to adapt and become tougher mentally. But this referee was picking on my players. Every time that we touched one of the Newcastle players, he was in our face like, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that. And then he actually gave a yellow card to Eddie Nketiah, who briefly came on the pitch after 3 minutes. Meanwhile, guys like Fabian Shaw, that big tall dude, what's his name is, was getting away with, and then that Jolinton guy was elbowing, putting his boot up, you know, guys where, and our players did not even get one yellow card before he was substituted. FA, come on, man. Let's stop playing with me. It's too obvious. This referee, bro, it's 3 games you done that to me. When we play against was it West Ham or Fulham? That was the same guy. Newcastle's game plan yesterday was very simple: to outbully us physically, and then for some reason the fans were booing us like in the beginning of the game for 20 minutes. We welcomed the boos, okay? Trust me, I enjoyed it over the weekend. All your boos, all your screams, all your anti-Arsenal rentics. Me, I love watching my football live, folks. I love my live chats when I'm watching football. I do it on my laptops, on my mobile device, because I enjoy the smokes when the players are negatively rubbing our players wrong. I enjoy it because why? I like see like this mason jar here, Newcastle United fans. You see this? This is all your boos and your tears. I had this mason jar. We call this the Smith's mason jar. South Carolina made, bro. And also I bought this here when I'm in Ontario. I put all your tears in this mason jar. All your booze and that vodka from Mother Russia. I took my finger and swirled it. Swirled it nicely and I swirled it. And after the result, like Martinelli did in that celebration when you score against your own self. Yeah, revenge tastes so sweet. 1997, you wanted to avenge what I did to you at St. James's Park. I baptized you in your own plot. And I took all your tears and I poured it in that jar. And look at me now. Ah, oh, yeah. On that note, folks, I will end my daily sports report. Arsenal, you made me proud. This is our greatest season since 2003 2004. I would like to thank all my starting 11, the substitutions, the coaches. We failed to win the league. I know a lot of people are hoping for Man City to fail over the next few games coming up. I expect them to win the league. I expect them to win the league. I congratulate them. I don't want to go on a hope and wishes. I expect a clean sweep by City. We must congratulate them, Arsenal fans. We shot ourselves in the foot. We had the lead. We dropped the ball. Let's accept that we fell. And I like the energy we have now, so we're gonna carry that to the next season. I would like Mikel Arteta to get me a proper right center back because with my new defender Jakub Svio from Spezio in Italy, I love my defender. My defender can defend. Only thing is, he's not good at playing right center back. As you can see, he has given us over the last 2 games a performance 8.5 out of 10. He could have done better if he was playing in the Gabriel Magalhães' position. Gabriel Magalhães, now you get proper competition, rude boy. Okay? Now you better be on your best behavior next time to avoid making mistake. Because if you slip in 1 or 2 games, Jakub will have your position. This kid is an expert at playing defense. He reminds me of this Italian defender called Alessandro Nesta, who used to play at AC Milan back in the day. Enjoy your retirement, champ. He got that swag about him. He liked to read the striker. He's not one of the. He's very good at playing on his back foot, which is very good for a defender nowadays. But as he's doing so, he never stick his leg out to catch you on a trap. He pull you in like gravity, pull you in, and the proper. See, that's what I like about Italian defending. When it comes to sometimes English defenders are very aggressive, but when it comes to Italian defenders, I've seen this from Paolo Maldini. I've seen this even from Koulibaly at Chelsea, even though he's not doing it. I don't know why. I've seen this from guys like Fabio Cannavaro. I've seen this from there was this guy from Juventus called Christian Contante, I believe. Guys like that, Moro Camoranesi, even in the midfield, Gattuso, they like to pull you in. It's a trap. I'm not gonna chase you or be aggressive and get a yellow card. I pull you in. This is Jakub, main game, and that really helped Magalhães, who performed as he was doing before with Saliba. We all know in the right center back position that Saliba is a position, guaranteed. But Mikel Arteta, please do me a favor. Go on the market and find me a center back, preferably from the Premier League. If not, go to the Italian league and find me a proper defender to be a substitute to William Saliba, just in case he get injured again next season, to avoid dropping points. So this should be our main focus, and our main focus, Arsenal fans. Again, congratulations to Mikel Arteta. Congratulations to the Arsenal squad. We got Newcastle. Again, before I sign out, let me take one more sip of Newcastle's fans' tears. Delicious. Have a nice, folks, and I'll see you soon. Good day. Bye.